So this is our real thoughts on the Neverending Story movies. All of this is just going to be talking about the first one. I know people want us to talk about the third one, but it's like, I just love the first one so much, like, I just want to glorify the hell out of it. It's going to be like that Don Bluth one all over again. He's even more amazing than I thought! Okay, that kid's really bad. That's the one thing in the movie that's really bad, is that kid's not a very good actor.
Yeah, well, Treyu's not that bad. I don't know what your problem is.
Yeah, that hack. No, they're both. No, Treyu's fine. Just the main kid reading the story. So I'll just put it out there right now. I have not read the book, and I don't know what the original cut was supposed to be. Apparently, there was a lot more of like Atreyu traveling through Fantasia, which makes sense because it's kind of like he starts his quest, he tours all of Fantasia with these, helicopter shots of him riding, and then I didn't find anything.
Well, that's the thing that blew my mind is watching it again after not seeing it for years. I was like, wow, I forgot how fast this story is. Because, yeah, he just...
For a never-ending story, it's a very quick story.
He just takes off from the ivory tower, and next thing you know, Artax is dead. And I'm like, holy shit! I was like, that's right, like nothing really happened in between those 2 points.
Yeah, well, and you see all these cool characters and these phenomenal designs at this tower, and yeah, watching it again as an adult, I'm kind of like, I really want to know more about these worlds and those characters and stuff, and maybe in the extended cut you did.
The story goes that it was like some sort of European or German, American, Australian, Japanese, French, Swahili co-production, and
there's a version of the trailer where the book's in German.
There is a version of I think all the versions of the trailer, of the original trailer, if you look at the book closely,
Die Neverending Story
it's like Die Unendlichen Buchen or something, like, I was just like, what the hell? But yeah, that was, I guess, from the German version, and the rumor I've heard is that the German version is like 20 minutes longer, and I'm like, well,
yeah,
that probably would explain a few things.
I really want to see that version.
I love the Neverending Story, but at the same time, I'm like, wow, as an adult, I'm like, this movie really just flies by.
Well, that first, like I said, from him taking off from the Ivory Tower up to the Swamp of Sadness, like, yeah, that goes really fast. Everything else, I think, is perfectly paced. I think it goes at a really nice, it has sort of this nice tone that sort of gets more and more dark and depressing and stuff like that.
No, it does.
But you're right. No,
one of the rare movies, like, we complain about how long movies are nowadays. Here's a rare one where I'm just like, man, I want this movie to be longer.
Well, and the funny thing, again, sort of a tribute to the kid that played Atreyu, where the horse is dying, it's like, we barely got to see him with that horse. But, by God, you felt that friendship just through that performance.
No, it's completely true. And then it's like, as a kid, that was so heartbreaking. As an adult, I'm just like, what the fuck?
Oh yeah, like how does a horse get depressed or whatever?
Did you not give him enough
guess
oats?
He does, but I make fun of this in my top 11 sadness.
Forgot to put the Prozac and the carrots. Like, I just don't get it. I'm just like,
maybe it's a commentary that like, hey, animals have feelings and stuff. I mean, which is, true. I mean, animals are emotional too, but yeah, it is kind of bizarre just out of nowhere. It's like, okay, I guess the horse was depressed.
Take a depressed horse into the swamps of sadness. I don't...
There's anything to take from this story. But, man, there is, again, what I love about this movie, this fantasy, is, again, like, all really great fantasies are just stories that want to establish an environment. It lets you live in that environment for a bit. It lets you
I believe
be there.
That place was real.
Yeah, no, and when he's with those little gnomes and the giant turtle and stuff like that, like, nothing's going on. You're just sitting there and you're talking, but you just love these people, and this place feels real.
The stupid bat.
Yeah, I mean, all those characters, I think that's it. The characters are so well defined and so well acted that the environment, which, is still a good environment, but while they're just talking, there's not that much to look at, you just feel like it's a real place and these characters are real characters, and it allows you those moments. It isn't just, hey, we have to go on to this thing, now we have to go on to this thing. Now that was like almost the trap that Lord of the Rings fell into, that I thought it like as they went on, they got no. As they went on, they got out of it.
Say that. Oh, Fellowship sucks.
No. And then we got the Hobbit movies that went the exact opposite direction, where it's like, okay, we can leave
You're
now.
the one who claimed that first Hobbit film was the Fellowship of the Ring movie you wanted.
It is. I like the first one, but yeah, no. As they went on, I'm like, okay, this feels like homework now. But yeah,
Because it was homework.
it's like I still never saw the third one.
It was like school. Can you make it to the end of it?
Yeah, I mean, it's like learning a history lesson. It's like you're missing the fun and the character and whatever. But I shouldn't judge. I haven't seen the third one.
The practical effects.
Yeah, Artec. Falkor is they're all really there. You know, there's some effects where you kind of sort of roll your eyes like when he's supposed to be flying Falkor, and clearly it's just a blue screen and it's these very obvious shots. You know, whatever. But at least Falkor, the most important thing about it is really there.
Yeah, all the ground shots when he's talking to Atreyu, I still look at that like, wow.
Yeah, I mean,
that's cool.
I don't know, with
now we just CGI'd something.
I'll say this, you know, and because everyone always likes to get down at me, like, you know, you're too hard on CGI and stuff like that. CGI has done unbelievable stuff that I can't even comprehend how they do. I just watched fucking Two Towers again. Gollum still fucking looks like he's right there.
Yeah.
If we can get him looking that good,
but they don't always look like Gollum. For the most part,
that's
suck.
very rare.
Yeah, like they put all of their effort into it. That's why it looked like that.
And when I see, even today, when I see Falkor there, you know, talking to him, it's like, it's fucking impressive. Years later, that's still fucking impressive, where I think with a lot of CG, we look back years later, it's like, that's dated, yeah, that's not looking so good. Where we can look at all this stuff in the past that was really there. I mean, not all of it, some of it's crap.
We just watched a movie that we're going to review for Nostalgia Ween, and the CGI was
pretty bad. Well, it was
late 90s and really bad.
Yeah, it was a mix of like practical and CGI, but the CGI
stuck out as just
they were just like, okay, and just they didn't mix them at all. They're just like, throw CGI there, throw it there, and it's like
it's new, they'll buy it.
Yeah. But yeah, and I think the great thing about the movie is that, I don't know, on top of the pacing, on top of the environment, on top of these great characters, on top of it being a really neat idea and original, you know, that this world is original, these creatures are original, I found it a bit challenging too, as a kid, but I liked it. It wasn't something I watched to like...
Well, they kill the horse, for one thing.
They fucking kill everybody!
The freaking middle of the movie sets up the tone where it's like, hey, this best friend of Atreyu's die. It's not just the fact that he died, it's that slow quicksand death, and you're just like, when it's just the head sticking out, as a child, I was just like, oh my God!
Well, and what they did that made that even stronger is that the kid kind of goes through the stages of
7 stages of grief.
Yeah, you know, even down to anger. You stupid horse! Come on,
there's like the denial, the anger, the bargaining.
But you kind of would too, and it's totally relatable. I mean, even when he's yelling at the horse, you get it. It's like, what, do you want to die? Come on, you stupid dumb!
Don't give me a carrot.
But yeah, not just the dark stuff, but even sort of that challenge of this existential, you know, journey that's going on between the kid reading the book and the book being alive. And there's been stories where somebody's like just read a book or watched the show and it's like, no, it's real, or there's like a character at the end winking or something like that, or they pull them into the book or the story. But here, I mean, this felt like, whoa, are they fucking watching me or something? Like, there's this kind of creep value.
Well,
it's the way it's like
the way she says it too, and they've all been watching his adventures.
Yeah, like he's been reading yours, Atreyu. Others have been watching his, and you're just like, are they talking about me? Like,
this shit just got meta.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where it's just like, what? Wait a minute. I mean, you know, it's a movie and everything, but it's like, where are they going with this? And they don't quite touch on it. They don't go any further, but it's like just that little
And then
hint.
we, watching his adventures, all think the same thing, which is, what kind of a fucking name is Moonchild? But
Moonchild is what he shot. You're not supposed to hear the name, but yes, that is what they clarified. He shot. Which, okay, no, here's the thing.
Watch, there's gonna be somebody out there who's like, my mother's name was Moonchild.
No, that's the thing.
How dare you?
If he actually, like, made up that name for the childlike empress, that's a really good name. For somebody called the childlike empress, that is a perfect name, Moonchild. But it's his mother's name. What fucking hippie was called Moonchild.
He must have been a celebrity. She must have been a celebrity skit. That's all I can figure.
The only thing, well, the thing I can figure too, the father is much more, down to earth, keep your feet planted and stuff like that. And again,
Vague Dabney Coleman thing going in the first movie.
yeah, a little bit. And you can tell if the mother's name was fucking Moonchild, you can tell she was the one that had all the dreams, the imagination, and stuff like that, and therefore he's obviously holding on to that.
I didn't read the book, so I should probably just read the damn book.
The book apparently. The book sounds actually really fascinating. I should read it.
Well, I know in the case of the movies, I guess the second movie is the second part of the book.
Well, no, even the third one has elements, believe it or not, of the book. Not much.
Long since destroyed, but the elements were there.
They are still there. So yeah, I thought the first film was so well done, and again, a children's film done like an adult film, like done with the same amount of effort and pacing and care that you would put into an adult film.
What school, by the way? Is he at fucking Hogwarts? Because that attic is like something out of Hogwarts. It's like, yes, let's sneak up to the attic with all of our creepy, weird, scary props. And the do not break glass that's broken, and he just sneaks in. This school's a lawsuit waiting to happen.
It's an 80s school.
He just stays up there.
All
Yeah,
the
it's
kids
true.
were on
it's
crack.
the 80s. I don't know how we got out of the 80s. You and I should be dead when I look at the way children are raised nowadays.
Well, it makes sense when you see our children's films. It's just, the world is a dark, creepy place. You'd be scared, motherfuckers.
I'm watching like some commercial, and it's got this like little kid growing up in a car seat, and it starts off like baby, then she's a toddler, and then she's like this really little girl. But I swear to God, the last shot, she's like an grown 8-year-old girl, like partying in the car seat, and I'm like, what happened here? And my wife's telling me, oh yeah, no, it's like now it's like based by weight, and you can get a ticket if your child isn't in a car. So I was like, you could be like 8 years old in a car seat. I'm like, how did we live? We should be dead. We didn't wear helmets or do anything.
Yeah, no, it was.
Maybe we were lucky. Maybe everyone else got weeded out. I don't know.
Maybe we were we can't be survival by the fittest. We can't be what survived. The survival of the
we are
fittest.
not the fittest.
No.
That's
We are the rare
it's
exception.
Dumb,
we are the
dumb luck.
We are the God is just like, hey, you want to see me have two assholes live just out of pure luck? Let's choose those two. There they go. Ha ha.
I don't fuck with religion.
So, first film I think is just wonderful. I think it's so well done. Second film is actually what got me to the first film, because they were advertising it in theaters. I was like, but Neverending Story 2. I'm like, I don't even know what Neverending Story 1 was.
We saw these films in reverse, actually. We saw the second one first in theaters.
No. I think at least I did. I saw the first one to prepare myself for the second one, because the second one looked like fun. It looked cool.
Did we? All I know, let me put it this way.
Because they ran it on Disney Channel.
And I
boobs and all. They ran it with the nipples, the statue nipples.
Old school Disney. It's a dark, grittier time in the 80s.
Hell, with Fantasia, you see nipples there too.
Yeah, but you don't see blackface centaurs.
Look
it up. It exists. Oh my God.
Anywho,
don't blame me. That's Disney.
No, that's
they did that.
There. It was real.
It was real. Look it up. We saw. Okay, so yeah, all I remember is we saw them around the same time.
Yeah, they're very shortly.
Okay,
after.
we did see it shortly before, because they were plugging Neverending Story 2 left.
Well, that's what they used to do. I mean, before Gremlins 2, they ran the first. That's how I always saw these films I never saw before. Is that the sequel was coming out, and then they ran the original on TV. Mm-hmm. Same thing with Gremlins. I saw the first Gremlins because Gremlins 2 was coming out. So I saw this film, and as a kid, I didn't hate it or dislike it or anything. I was
just bored.
I could just kind of feel like this. Somehow the first one was better, and I couldn't connect why. I still liked that there was a lot of imagination, there was a lot of practical effects and stuff that's really there, and creative design.
It felt, though the movie felt a little different, I still felt somehow we were in the same universe.
Yeah.
Did not get that out of movie 3.
No.
We'll get to that, but
even when you see that city, because he's floating on this water and it's not even water, it's like acid or something like that, and it's like that sounds right, it's this beautiful city, but it's like there's still something that's like, no, there's something deadly here still.
Wait a
something
second,
really
didn't he recreate the world at the end of Neverending Story 1? Did that come out of his head? He's like, I want to see a lake of acid. Let's make this happen.
It's all so vague. It's like, did others kind of create the world? Was the story kind of living without him? But that, again, that's what I like about
I guess maybe,
Neverending Story.
again, I should read the book.
It's one of the few times where the
movie was kind of a little vague about it.
Because imagination stuff is just such an abstract concept, it's like the idea of how the technicals work is kind of vague.
Well, and
so I don't get too hard on the well, wait, if this could happen, how could this happen?
That, to me, was the coolest scene out of the first movie, too. It's just the one grain left, and I'm like, whoa. And, like, it's a very silent kind of...
Yeah,
it gets at the real...
it's very effective.
And the lead up, too, with the frickin' wolf. That would, like, I want that in another movie somewhere where he's watching his adventures in the paintings.
Great idea, yeah.
And then the final one is the wolf. And you're like,
huh?
shit.
And there it is. Yeah, I mean, what a great build. And what a great... The voice of that wolf.
Yeah.
I mean, that animatronic is a little... I mean, it's like... It's a little silly and the mouth movements don't quite match and stuff, but it's like the shadow and the atmosphere and the voice and stuff, like, it works.
I serve the nothing.
Yeah, I mean, and the creepiest thing is like, there's
God.
only one that could stop me. I lost him in the swamp of despair. I don't know where he went. And you're just like, shit. You just know it's coming.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, that wolf was scary as fuck. But, okay, goes out like a bitch.
Oh, yeah.
What the hell? He just, like, jumps on him, and then he's like, oh, you had some sharp piece of pottery. Woe is me. I'm like, what? What? After all that buildup?
Meanwhile, the nothing's like, man, so what'd you do? You chased after him, missed him, he was right in front of you, you didn't get him, and then when you did figure out it was him, you jumped on him and went out in like 2 seconds. Not a very good henchman. Could have done better.
I am literally, quite literally, nothing.
And I'm doing more than you.
And I'm better than you.
Yeah. But, so you had the second film, and
Yeah.
again, I kind of like the idea of him going into the world, and even the idea of kind of making the wishes, though I think if they're going to do that thing...
good ideas.
Yeah, if you're going to do that
But I felt like
thing-
somehow something just didn't click. It's one of those movies where you're just like, on paper, this looks kind of cool. Like, oh, and the memories represent things. Oh, it's a giant metaphor for this, and there's an evil kind of white witch kind of queen. I'm like, it kind of all looked good on paper, but somehow when you put it all together, I just remember sitting there, even as a kid, like 10, 11 years old or something, just bored. Like, I just kind of sat there just like, yeah.
And it was just...
like, I didn't hate it, but it was just
It's
kinda
awkward. I think it's the best way to describe it, is that it's an awkward sequel that has some good ideas, but the performances are a little off. The ideas are not quite fully fleshed out or explained that great. Again, they try to put rules to it, which is okay if you can balance it out kind of with the imagination stuff. And the whole thing with the wishing, because I made a big deal about, if this kid can fucking wish for anything, why doesn't he wish for, like, all these problems to go away and stuff? If they emphasize that they have to be small wishes because they have to keep the story interesting, that, like, he's kind of the storyteller while he's also in the story, that's a fascinating idea. But they never go into that, and they never explain it, and they never really say that he has an understanding of that.
Most people I know who've read the book like the book's generally better.
Yeah, I mean, in the book, if I'm right, I think, like, Bastion gets sucked into the world, and then he gets, like, a little too addicted, and he almost becomes, like, a dictator or something.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Like,
Somebody
that
was
sounds
like, yeah.
intriguing.
Yeah, I would have been... I kind of would have been all over that.
Yeah.
Well, I felt like they were going there ever so slightly when he just starts becoming a dick in the second film, but once again, it never felt like it went anywhere where it was just like, oh, now he's gonna become a dick, and oh, him and Atreyu are gonna fight, and I just love the scene where Falcor just takes off with Atreyu, like, later! Fuck you!
Well, and like I said, I mean, some parts where it gets a little too literal, and I know that's ironic me saying that because, like, at the end of the first one, he's literally flying Falcor in the real world and stuff, but even then, how much of that, and I'm not a fan of that ending, actually, where he chases the bullies, I just roll my eyes a little bit, I'm like, okay,
You don't get it. It's a sweet story about using imagination to achieve your long-sought revenge.
Yeah, to smote your enemies. Or smite, I don't know. But that.
See, I like to think he just has like a 105-degree fever and is already passed out in that attic, dreaming that I beat up the bullies.
Or you could also argue, honestly, that it's in the story. You could kind of argue that. You don't quite know because it kind of just stops abruptly. But yeah, and with the second one, you're starting to have it where it's like the books are literally disappearing in the real world, or at least the bookstore is, and it's kind of like, well, was he mythical, the bookstore owner, or whatever? It's like, I don't know. There's some questions like, I both do want to ask those questions and I don't. I feel like just sort of going into that, like...
Something books.
Yeah. I felt like he should have been in the real world who, like, knew about this world of imagination.
Can you imagine that fucking dude nowadays with everybody staring at their phones?
He'd just be staring with a gun to his head, like, the whole time, just like, give me a reason, give me a reason. One more text away.
I'd like to think the poor bookkeeper would have died off by then, because, like, he would be so miserable now. He's like, it's even worse. But no, we're reading the books on our phones.
We have Kindles. Kindles! Is that like a Game Boy? Not even close. Well, kind of in some ways.
Is it printed on dead trees? No, that is not a book! Makes no sense! So impractical!
Honestly, that would be interesting, because reading is a really big thing now, honestly.
Freaking Christopher Lloyd from Pagemaster look like a Girl Scout.
But, what was I gonna say? So you have the second film that has some good ideas, but like I said, I think it's just kind of awkward. Everything about it just feels a little awkward.
It's a missed execution. I don't want to, it's not god-awful.
No.
Like, there are way worse kids' films out there, but it's definitely, it is what the word meh was invented for. Because it is not god-awful. It's not like, this is the worst thing I've ever seen, but it is by no stretch of the imagination really good. So it is just a straight, flat, middle-of-the-road meh movie. You watch it, you're just kind of like,
Yeah. And then we got our third film, Our Little Treasure.
fuck!
Where they're just like, I don't know, I felt like this is what... In Iron Man 3, when they had, the Mandarin, and it's like you have this character that's like, in the lore of this comic books, and that's just like, okay, we're just gonna do everything we can to fuck this character in the ass, and that's like what they do with this.
Thank God I never liked Mandarin as a character to begin with.
I would be so pissed. Yeah, I didn't know anything about Mandarin, but then honestly, when I did my research, I'd be like, oh wow,
no.
Betrayal!
No, I think there's a better example here. I think Gem's gonna be the new Neverending Story 3. I think that's gonna be the one where it's like, how could you take something that we kind of enjoyed and then just shit on it? You shit on it!
I didn't even watch Gem growing up, and I'm insulted for Gem fans. You deserve better.
I was not a Gem person. The 80s were a different time. You could get beat up for liking something like that.
Even then, I remember the song. That was about it. I didn't even know what the plot really was. But even me not knowing the plot or anything, I saw the trailer. I'm like, that's not Gem.
I just didn't really watch. I saw a handful of episodes, know barely anything about it, and I had the same reaction. I was watching that trailer. I'm like, I'm completely insulted, and I didn't even watch this show.
So we have that equivalent for Neverending Story 3.
Yeah.
Which I will say, just for kind of the insanity of it, it almost works on a Batman Robin level. Like just watching
I'm gonna say this out loud. I'm gonna get shit. Now, fuck it. I'm gonna say it. I actually enjoy watching this movie better than I do Neverending Story 2. I'm not saying objectively that it is a better movie or even better made movie than Neverending Story 2.
Or more effort was put in or anything like that.
But it is so fucking bad that it's like watching a train wreck.
Yeah.
You know what it is? It's like watching a train speed past you really fast or watching an actual train wreck. Neverending Story 2 is just a train passing. Neverending Story 3 is the train wrecking, exploding, and then Godzilla comes in and takes a giant shit on that. Just for fun.
Yeah, no, it's like the first Neverending Story is getting on this magical train like the Polar Express or the one from Spirited Away and takes you on a magical adventure.
The next one's just your
You missed the train. You missed it. It's like, oh, dang it. There it goes. Oh, it was Metra? Maybe that's, And then the third one is like, you got on the train and it just crashed in this like silver streak total explosion mind fuck. Oh my god, this is awful.
Through the walls.
Yeah, I mean, just like, and it's so horrible to watch, but you can't look away.
And I think if we're going to give credit where credit is due and where the biggest train wreck is, we got to go to Jack Black.
Yeah.
Who Thank you.
Yes, just thank you for Jack Black in that movie.
Thank you.
He is
Thank you
so
much.
fun.
He saved this movie from completely being... Well, he saved it from being Neverending Story 2. That's the thing. It like this. If you took out the stupid Rockbiter baby, the stupid Rockbiter rap, and Jack Black, if you took those three things out, this would have been just like Neverending Story 2.
Yeah, it would have been like not good.
Not as good as Neverending Story 2. Probably worse, but you just would have been like But you put those three things in it, and it's like the Vanilla Ice movie. It's just, the cheese.
Yeah, you can't believe what you're watching.
I still can't believe it. I still think when I think back on that movie that I made it up in my own head. I'm like, no, they weren't rapping. No, that didn't happen. No, the Rockbiter did not have a baby. No.
The baby was in the second one, but having him sing Born to Be Wild.
Singing Born to Be, that's what I meant.
The dinosaur sitcom style house.
With the whole domestic, and the Rockbiter wife, like...
Yeah, they had like a Jamaican accent or something. I can't remember what it was.
It was getting dangerously Jar Jar-esque for me. I don't know.
It was so
You some Rockabiter, go out and you some make a Mr. Mike, you some... I'm like, what?
Is that... I don't even remember what the accent... I just remember it was weird. I couldn't get what they were doing.
You know what? It probably sounded normal. We've probably made this up in our own
Yeah, we made it sound worse.
It's... Because every memory I have of this one was probably even worse than it was. I'd probably watch it...
I don't know. It's probably very accurate.
Maybe I'd watch it again now and be like, okay, this is just bad.
I just wanted to hate it more.
Every time I think about this movie, like, I'm just like... Holy shit! Was that like, were we on drugs?
The Born to Be Wild, I mean, all the other stuff, like you said, is bad, but the Born to Be Wild bit is just like, out of what stretch of the imagination would you think any of this would go together? Him driving this and singing Born to Be Wild. Why would he sing?
You know what it is?
Born to Be Wild. Why that song?
It's Italian Titanic worthy.
Yeah.
Like, that's when I watch this, I'm like, okay.
It's like rapping dog
So if
worthy.
the same people who made the Italian Titanic obviously had a hand in this.
Like, it feels like it.
I know they didn't, but it feels like it. It's like, this is the same sort of crazy mindset of like, just throw whatever you can at the wall. Crap out a script. Just
you know what's really painful too, honestly, is that looking at the actors in this, the performers, if I'm correct, all of these actors and performers have done good stuff before. I mean, Jack Black, as much as we like to make fun of him, he's good. He's funny. I mean, he can be very entertaining. The kid, I know it sounds weird, but from Free Willy, he was good in Free Willy. I mean, the movie's corny and silly, but he was good. But Baldrick from Blackadder
Free Willy
is in
for
it.
the acting is actually way better than it had any right to be. Like, Free Willy as a movie at the time I thought was actually better than it probably had any right to be. Like, we make fun of it, but I thought it was going to be really god-awful, and I'm like, this is just kind of cheesy. But,
Baldrick from Blackadder is in it. What's her name from Children
Tony
of Dune?
Robinson,
Isn't like someone from Children of Dune in there, the one that played the Empress or something?
The TV miniseries.
Yeah, I mean, it's like these are good performers in this movie.
She was in a lot of schlock, though. She was in a lot of sci-fi movies of the week, I think. But
it's like, dude, it's like these are... And then the Jim Henson company coming in. It's like, yay, practical effects, and I'm sure they just didn't have the budget, or they slashed it or something.
Some movies you feel get destroyed from the bottom up. Like, the actors aren't any good. There's no chemistry, nothing's clicking. This one I felt was definitely destroyed from the top down. I'm like, all your pieces are in place. This should work, but somebody up top just like...
Who gives a shit? Just put out anything.
Pretty much, yeah. So, complete total insult to everything Neverending Story stands for, and for that reason, I find it more entertaining to watch.
Yeah, no, I totally know what you're talking about. It really is kind of the Batman Robin of Neverending Story.
It is the room of children's fantasy movies. It's just, what the fuck was going on here?
No, I'm kind of with you. It is so strange. I mean, it is such an insult, but it is so strange. It's such a bizarre insult. And you just sort of like... It's like if someone would come up to you and say, "You're a woodchuck banana." I mean, it's like, well, that's clearly an insult, but what? You might even rewind it again to hear it and listen to it. Listen to the, the way they said it and the way they, how did, what? And then you start kind of laughing because it's just so strange. And how is that supposed to work? Woodchuck banana. I don't get it. Let me rewind it again. And you're just so fascinated by the choice. by this insult, and then you come around. It's like, you know,
you're more
it's actually
fascinated
kinda
by
cute.
woodchuck banana than
I
am. But.
I am, but you know, it was a spur of the moment insult because I don't have the creativity and mindlessness that something like Neverending Story 3 does. I can't come up with something that creatively bad, you know, and intend for it to be good. So, yeah.
Why were they in our reality again?
Who?
All of them.
I don't know. The Nasties.
That's right, the
got
Nasties.
the book. No, and that's the other thing. Okay, and I think that's proof that the second film had more of an understanding about the world and the story, even though it wasn't that good. Because the first one is the nothing, and then the second one's the emptiness, and it's kind of like, yeah, that sounds right. That feels right. And the third one, the Nasties. They're just a bunch of bullies called the Nasties.
All I can think of is Honey Badger. Just, ew, that's nasty.
It's nasty. Nasties don't give a shit.
Nasties do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, you just can't grasp it, and it's so clearly not trying to be what the first two films are. So, yeah, but it's so fascinating. It's so intriguing.
I will say this, like, Jack Black's one of those lucky charms we've had in some of the films we reviewed, where I feel like the movie is improved by him being in it.
Yeah, that is true.
Goes from bad to laugh out loud bad.
And then it sort of goes from, like, you know, then you'll put him in good movies or something like that. It's just like, shit, he's kind of bringing this down.
You need to find the middle road.
Yeah, Jack Black is like a very
you can't put him in something.
spikes.
You can't put him in something really good. But you don't want to put him in something bad because he's wasted, though he will improve the movie. You don't want to put him in something really good because you drag it down. He's got to find the
middle road. There's a
perfect middle road movie.
Kung Fu Panda, if you will. Those movies are really good. I can't wait for the third one.
It's kind of like MSG. You don't want to put it in everything.
Yeah, it's like a spy. You don't want to put too
It'll
much in.
It'll improve things
stuff.
and need a little bit of improvement, but you're not going to put it in a 5-star meal.
There you go. So, yeah, there it is. I can't think of too much else to say about these films. They kind of...
They're awesome. I mean, the first one's an 80s classic.
Awesome, yeah. And the only thing, if you want something funny, again, just to see how... Yeah, it's one of the few films that's Americanized, but it still really works despite it. And one of the things you can tell, Deep Roy in this movie, most of us know what Deep Roy sounds like now. I mean, he's been in a lot of films and stuff like that. You look at his dub in this. I mean, even back then, it's like, you know, Deep Roy, if you don't know, he has this very particular, distinct voice, and you can practically hear him in this movie. You know, he will look up and he goes, "Rock Biter!" Like that, you know, that's Deep Roy. But they dub it. Now he sounds like this, Rock Biter! And it doesn't go at all. It's really, really bad.
Say Rock Biter.
Rock Biter!
Nice.
And that's how you go, Rock Biter! What you told us is also true in the North! And it's like, why didn't they keep his voice? I mean, he looked so cool in the top hat and everything. It's like, why didn't they keep that voice? But anywho, that's the movie. Still holds up. Still is great. Love watching it. Love introducing people to it. You know, there's a lot of people that
Who
haven't
hasn't seen it?
Oh, there's people, kids growing up and stuff like that. I mean, it is an older film, so
What's wrong with kids today?
Well, no, but it's a great film to introduce, and I love watching their reactions because they're not like, ha, this is awesome. They're kind of
it's a mesmerizing
I love
movie.
that. I love it when they watch something and it's something kind of new and challenging and they don't know how to accept it. Even when they're done, they'll just be, that was good, whatever.
That is something
it's
I
still
miss.
setting with them.
That's something I miss. I feel was very big in the 80s and even some of the 70s.
You walk out
films.
kids filming, you don't know how you're supposed to feel.
You don't know how you're supposed to feel, and you watch and it's not always about this is awesome. You're just kind of hypnotized by it. Just like, what the fuck? And I don't feel like I get that out of most kids' films nowadays. There's a few, occasionally.
Over the garden wall, definitely.
Oh yeah, no, I get it more from kids' TV nowadays.
Yeah, that's true.
Like kids' TV to me is emulating more of what we had in the 80s. I don't get it out of kids' movies that you go to.
Well, and kids' films now, I mean, let's be honest, are for the most part very good. But you're right, there is this very understandable need to entertain the hell out of you and make you feel like you wanted this roller coaster ride while also having it be really meaty and really good and story driven and character driven. But you're right, that sort of strange hypnotism we don't sort of allow that much of anymore. You know, sort of that Miyazaki film-ish kind of feeling.
Kind of
too.
a mystery.
Yeah, like you sort of like, because you want people to walk out. How was it? It was great. I want to go see it again. Fair enough. That's
And it's
very
always
understandable.
slightly uncomfortable. It's like a slightly uncomfortable mystery where it's like, I don't know whether to be scared or not. This is all just weird.
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like the 80s really captured that with some of those movies, and you're just like, I have no idea. Like, you're kind of scared, you kind of want to watch, you kind of, and now, I mean, they're not bad, but
No, they're actually very, very good.
a lot of films nowadays, they are just about well, entertain you, entertain you.
Well, and how can we make this as big, awesome, and exciting as possible? And you'll be like, why is that bad? And it's like, it's not. But the variety of these other films that are like, we want to try something a little different, and like I said, sort of create this world that you can just sort of live in and feel comfortable in or uncomfortable in, you know, and challenge you a little bit without kind of punching you in the face with something, should be welcomed as well. But yeah, so there it is. First film's great. Second film, yeah. Third film, a magnificent train wreck of a masterpiece. And yes, they're done. And what else can you say but Woodchuck Banana? Tell your friends.
Never-ending story. Oh.
Is that a man or a woman who sung that?
I don't remember.
I don't know either.
I haven't heard the song in forever. All I know is never-ending story. Atreyu!